Hello again. In this video I'm gonna do a little bit of work on these 3 Azalea specimens which I collected from a dumpster back when I lived in Aarhus in Denmark. Oh, this cat is photo bombing. Get down. I do apologize. Yeah, found them in a dumpster, 3 bonsais. They're in very bad shape, but I managed to save them. Stop it. What are you doing? Get off. We'll try again. In this video I want to work on these 3 azaleas, which was originally 1, planted together as many of these azalea specimens are. I found them in... Stop it! Second time they are flowering this year. I don't get it. It's very weird. Once in the spring and now also in the autumn. I don't think, maybe it doesn't know which season it is. I don't know. There are originally 1 plant, so I split them up and repotted them into the same pot to save space. And they'll be a lot easier to split once they're this far away from each other. But the reason I want to do some work on them is that they have a lot of new shoots coming out of the trunk very low, which I don't want. So first of all, I want to prune in this video, and maybe I'll also do some wiring, because I'm not that fond of more trunk trees. I'd rather have just 1. So I think I'll maybe choose 1 trunk on some of these trees, or yeah, we'll see as I go. But they definitely need some pruning so you can actually see the trunk, which is difficult right now. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll do 1 tree at a time. I'm going to start with this tree. And just first of all cut the new shoots off so that you can see the actual trunk. And I think I'll actually just, on this one, actually take a big step and cut off this other trunk, so I only have 1. There we go. That's a lot of foliage gone, I know, and a shame with the flowers. I always feel bad for pruning the azaleas, but it is what it is. Just gonna try to clean this scar up, make a better cut. Let's see where it goes here. That's pretty nice. Or is it? That's a big scar right now. I think in this instance I'll put on some scar healer here on the scar so that it heals properly. Don't want to risk it. Water always comes in handy when you're using this scar sealant here. There we go. And another big branch just to go. I'm also going to take off this big one and use this little one as a leader. There we go. Almost nothing left. That's how it is sometimes. Don't know if I can use this one later as a branch. It's very close to the ground, but yet again I don't know how far down in the ground the nibari is. Let's see if you can cheat a bit and look here. actually quite far down, so I'll keep part of this one. And I think this tree is gonna end up with a very interesting trunk once it has had a couple of years to grow. I don't even think I want to wire it. Maybe this way. But usually before wiring you pick a front, but it's kind of hard when I can't see the nibari properly, so I'm just gonna go with my gut feeling. But I want to wire it so that it has a cool trunk. And azaleas are quite, when the branches get older, they're quite difficult to bend, so it's good timing now that I have these thin branches as I have. So I'm gonna try now. Let's see how we go here. Now that's a drastic bend. We'll see how it goes in the future with this one. Next one would be this one. Has a cool trunk hidden in here. And if I would have done a 2-split tree, it should have been the other one, because this is a 3-split trunk, which are even further away from the bottom and then a body. When you have a multiple trunk tree, you want the trunk to split very close to the ground so it looks properly proportioned. But there's a lot to prune off here. It's really turning into a bush, which azaleas technically are, so that's quite natural. I want to try to prune these off. This one can also come off, and then this one. Now question is if I want to split it even further. I think so. I'm probably gonna take this one off as well. Be bold and take chances. And then here again. That's probably it for this massacre of this one. Again, I do want to put on some wound sealer here on the big scar at least. Generally, you actually don't necessarily have to put on this wound healer on azaleas. They are very good at sealing their own wounds, so it's not that big of a problem with wounds, but I just do it to be sure, because sometimes I'm quite drastic when I prune my azaleas and they have a lot of scars, so it's just to be better safe than sorry. Yeah. That one done. Now I just gotta figure out if I want to put on some wire. I could do that, get this branch down, and then this one sort of bent with the S here. I think I'll do that. This time I will use some wire that's a bit thicker, because as you can see, this is not Funnily enough, this isn't as bendable as the other one was, which was actually brown. So we go and then bend this branch down. And azaleas are difficult to bend because they just suddenly snap. But if you feel very good, you can almost feel the tension in the branch and you'll know exactly when to stop, is in my experience. The more you practice. See, and then with time, this will be a nice pad and the first branch on this little azalea tree. And the last one, which, shocker, is also split in two. And I am now actually considering or thinking that I should probably at least have 2 trunk azalea in my collection. First I'll cut this one off, but I won't pull it out of the ground or anything, but because I can't see it stuck to the trunk, so it might be a little sampling I can dig off once I repot this one in the future and use it for later. So I'll just take some off so I can see what I'm actually doing, maybe a bit more. There we go. I'm so sorry. It's very unfortunate when they have these beautiful flowers. But what am I supposed to do when it flowers both in spring and in autumn? I gotta prune it at some point. This one, maybe I need to see if this is actually the front. I think it is. There's a big scar in the back. So this is gonna be the front. This is growing out from the trunk, don't want that. Same this one. Off you go. This is growing towards the other trunk. Don't want that either. Whoopsie. I just want to see how close to the ground the nibadi. I think the nibadi is very close to the surface here. Yeah, it is. Which is good when I have a 2 trunk tree. But that means that this back branch right here needs to go. Serve no purpose. Again, this one grows towards the other trunk. This one's growing towards me. That one also growing out from the trunk. And I'm sorry here, but I don't really know much about 2 trunk trees, but I'll have to research that before I do any more. I think I just want to wire these 2 starting branches down so that they don't get too strong before so they don't get too unbendable before I want to wire them. I don't know if this is how you do a 2 trunk tree, but I'll have to research and figure it out. I'm currently being eaten by mosquitoes. Maybe it's time that I stop making bonsai videos for this day. In the end, do not be afraid to prune your azaleas very hard. They are very happy back budding and coming back to life. You need to be harsh in the beginning if you want a one trunk tree, because it is a bush species, and this is all the foliage I actually removed. You've got 2 trees that's almost no foliage left on, but I'm sure they'll be very good in just a few days. They still look pretty healthy. And this is a 2 trunk tree, which I do not have a lot of experience with, but I'm gonna try it anyways, just to widen my knowledge in bonsai. And I of course want to have all sorts of different trees. And azaleas are very easy to make cuttings from. You just take one of these, take off the lowest leaves, stick them in the ground. Sometimes you don't even need root hormone powder, but I use it, and then it's almost 100% certain that you get a little seedling. I don't know if I'm gonna do it because I have a lot at this point and I'm running out of room, but I think I'll do it because you gotta believe in the future, and soon we'll have a gigantic house with a lot of land attached to it. So that's it for this little video. I really hope you enjoyed it and learned something about azaleas. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, so I'm glad it's out of the way, and I can't wait to see the results very soon, because they are really growing at the moment, but if not, next year. Thanks for watching. I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe. Until next time.